Hello internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about HelloFresh. I've been using it for the past 5 or 6 months or so, and you've probably seen it all over. A bunch of influencers get sponsored to promote HelloFresh. They have ads everywhere. I feel like it's always in your face. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts, some experiences that I've had. Do I like it or not? Is it worth the money? Is the food good? Is it easy to make? Or is it more of a scam? That'll be good. So the TLDR is I personally get a lot of value out of this service and I really enjoy it, but it's highly circumstantial. So based upon your situation, you might not find as much value as I do. So let's talk about it. I would like to personally apologize for using my mom's next door and I don't want to wake her up voice. I don't live at home. My mom's not next door, but I do live in an apartment and it is currently 12:20 in the morning. And I am very conscious that my thin apartment walls can just be completely heard through and that all my neighbors can hear what I'm saying. So I'm going to be talking kind of softly. Sorry. So first let's dig into the price of HelloFresh. I'm going to talk a little bit about if it's actually affordable, if it's worth the money, what the price breakdown is, how much is it per meal, everything like that. I've been using HelloFresh since August of 2021, so that's about 6 months. 6 months? Has it been 6 months already? Okay, so the past 6 months I've been using HelloFresh and I've been paying full price. I did sign up with a discount code from some influencer. You can look it up, they're really easy. All of the ads and sponsorships are all over the place. And I highly recommend doing that. I think I got like a free first box and then I got a bunch of discounts. So how it works is you sign up and you pick which meal plan you want. I personally have the 6 meals a week, which is 3 recipes. So each recipe is 2 serving. And so when I first signed up, I think I got the first one free, but then the next 5 boxes I believe were heavily discounted. So the first one that I had to pay for was like $30. Second one I had to pay for was like $40. Fifth one was like $50, $55, and it kind of weaned you up until you're paying the full price. So the full price for my meal plan was $65-ish a week, which was a little under $11 a meal. I do have to add in recently the past 2 boxes. Today is January 14th, so this started pretty much at the beginning of 2022. They've upped the price for $1 extra for shipping and $1 extra per meal. So now I'm paying $72, a little less than $72 per box, which equates to about $12 per meal. So let's talk about that price point for a second. A big staple of their marketing is this is affordable and it's less than what you'd spend at a restaurant. Like, I don't know about you, but I think it'd be really easy to go to a store and find ingredients to make meals that are way less than $12 a meal. I feel like even if you go out, you can find stuff for less than $12 a meal. So like, I don't know, get a Chipotle burrito every day. And that would be, what is a Chipotle burrito? Like $10? I don't agree with it. This is affordable. I would say it's not outrageously expensive. It's definitely doable. Like, I find it worth the price for other reasons, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but it's not saving me money. Don't sign up for this thinking it's going to save you money. It's going to be a cheap alternative to grocery shopping. So before I started HelloFresh, I was paying about $100 a week for groceries. So I guess now that I signed up for this, I am paying $70 now for just the HelloFresh, and I still go to the store to buy supplemental items. So I still like buy egg, bread, butter, snacks, fruits, and I probably only have knocked down my grocery bill to $30 to $40 a week. So it still evens out. I think I'm paying pretty much the exact same in terms of grocery bill as what I was before and after signing up for HelloFresh. It's definitely not saving me money, and like, I personally wouldn't count this as affordable because there's a lot of people out there who can't spend $100 a week on groceries, nor do you have to spend $100 a week on groceries. Tons of different recipes out there to make just as good of meal as what comes with HelloFresh. That'll be way less. The second pillar of their advertising campaign is that it's fresh. Right, fresh from farm to your doorstep. And it's even in the name, right? HelloFresh. They're supposed to be very fresh ingredients, like you went to a farm, picked it up, and drove it to your apartment. Based on my experience, I can't really tell a difference between the quality of food that I get in my box and the quality of food that I can just buy at the store. I don't really notice a huge difference in taste. Growing up, I'm from Iowa. We always had a big garden growing up, and that, when you pick things fresh from the garden and make a meal, like you can tell a taste and difference. The quality is just like next level, but it's very, very hard to keep produce having that taste over a long period of time. And that's why when you go to the store, it's not as fresh, because you have to, like, there's a whole bunch of mechanisms in place where you pick it early and then you keep it away from ethylene until you're ready to sell it, and then you expose it to ethylene so it ripens to the perfect amount just for you're ready to sell and people to start whatever. That's a whole nother, that's not relevant. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, if these do come from local farms and it is shipped directly to me from the farm, I can't really tell based on taste alone. Now, that being said, at first when I signed up for this, I was a little bit nervous of having produce shipped to me. I'd never done that before. I know Amazon offers it where you can buy groceries and have them delivered to you, but I've never done that. And I've done like Instacart before, but that's, you essentially are paying for someone to go grocery shopping for you at the store. It's a little bit different than having things sent from a big company where you can't go and like pick up the produce before actually buying it. You just kind of have it shipped to you and you get what you get. So I was a little bit nervous about that in terms of quality, and overall I have been very happy with the quality of my ingredients. I know I just went on a rant saying like I can't tell farm fresh, freshly picked. I don't know about that, but the quality is the same as what you get in a grocery store. It's not anything less. There have been a couple items in some of my boxes that had like a brown spot that I had to cut out or were a little bit bruised that I probably wouldn't have bought if it was in a grocery store. But out of the 6 months, I get 3 recipes per week, so that's like 75 bags of food that I've gotten. That's only happened 1 or 2 times. So the percentage of like bruised or lesser quality of produce is like really small, and I feel very comfortable recommending, like, if you sign up for this, you can be fairly confident that the food that you're gonna get is going to be of good quality, and the produce that you have is gonna look good and it's gonna taste good. The third topic that I want to talk about is convenience. This is the major selling point. This is why I signed up for it, and I'm guessing this is why everyone else who's thinking about signing up for HelloFresh would, is that you can essentially stop grocery shopping and you don't have to do any meal plans. You don't have to try to buy groceries in the correct portion. You can just like skip all of that stuff out of your daily routine. It gives you back time. It gives you back mental energy because you don't have to make all those decisions. You can avoid decision fatigue. And this has been the most significant change in my life the past 6 months. I cannot recommend this more, especially if you're like me. I'm 24, I live alone, I'm cooking for one. Do you know how hard it is to portion meals for one where you don't have just random little bits left over, or you just need like a tablespoon of one ingredient and then you go to the store and you can only buy a big jar of it and you just have so much waste that you'll never use again, versus HelloFresh will just pre-portion it for you and it'll come in your bag and you just dump it in. You don't have to worry about it, and you don't have to worry about storing it. You don't have to worry about finding other recipes that use that weird ingredient that you just wanted to try that one time, and you don't have to feel bad for wasting food. So great. So how it works if you haven't explored the HelloFresh website. So every week you can go on and you can select what meals you have. If you don't go on and select your meals, it'll just pick some for you. But I find that the ones that they pick are kind of generic. Like they'll probably just pick like some sort of chicken breast or burger, and I don't know, I get tired of making those real quick. But if you go in and look at all the recipes that they offer, they actually offer a huge variety of recipes. I've tried so many things that I probably wouldn't have wanted to cook on my own if I had to buy all the ingredients myself, or if I had to look up a recipe by myself. But because it was provided through HelloFresh, it gave me the opportunity to try new things and try different cooking techniques. For example, I recently did pot pie. That was really good. And I've done various types of soups. I've done some salads. I've done a bunch of different pastas. A lot of tacos. That's my favorite thing. Highly recommend the tacos on HelloFresh. I don't know what it is. Especially there's something called like the citrus pork tacos. Those are my favorite. Like every time they pop up on the weekly menu, I have to choose those. They're great. Done like fritters. Never made a fritter before in my life. Never think to make a fritter before in my life until HelloFresh offered it. And I was like, why not? We'll give it a try. And it was delicious. Yes, it is convenient. You can go in and I think you can select like what recipes you want in your boxes up to, I don't know, like 4 or 5 weeks in advance. So it's not like you have to remember to do it every week. You just have to remember to do it every once in a while. Then you can pick all of your recipes and then not have to think about it. And then it just gets shipped directly to your door. And I do want to mention that the packaging it comes in, it's very high quality. So it's lined with insulation, and if you have any sort of meat that you're ordering, it'll be sandwiched in between two big ice packs and then wrapped in its own container, so it'll stay very cold for a long time. Like I've never been worried that my meat has gone bad. That was also another worry of mine when signing up. How does it work to like ship meat? But it works very well. In every box, obviously you get a paper copy of your recipes, but you'll also get this little envelope they send to you like that has coupons to other services and other products, which I think is cute. I've never used them or bought anything from them because I'm not really in the market. I thought it was a cute touch. You know, the most impact that it has had on my life is it has just freed up mental energy from making decisions, making meal plans, finding recipes, trying to find ingredients, portioning it down to one person so I'm not making like a whole family meal and then it goes bad. All of that is done for me. It's thought out for me. All I have to do is when I want to cook my meals at night, I just pull out my recipe card and I pull out the bag from my fridge, pull out the ingredients and just cook. It's really easy. I love it for that. So I think that covers like the main 3 pillars of their marketing strategy. But I have some other like smaller tidbits that I want to share of like pros and cons, which take them if you want them, leave them if you don't. They're just like small things. We'll do like a compliment sandwich. I'll start with a con, we'll do a pro, con, pro. You get the gist. Oh god, I just opened the oven and got a freeze full of hot air. So, first con is I have had some boxes with some missing ingredients, which is unfortunate. What did I order? I ordered some type of bowl. I think it was like a banh mi meatball bowl. You know, it's supposed to have rice, chopped cabbage, and meatballs, and carrots, like a Vietnamese banh mi sandwich, but in like a rice bowl situation. And it didn't have rice. That was a major hiccup in my plans. And I've had a couple other boxes with some missing ingredients. Nothing that was like a showstopper to the point where I couldn't make the meal, but it's still unfortunate because you're paying for all the ingredients, and if some doesn't show up, it's a little disappointing. And if you're like me and you're just really busy and all you want to do is turn your brain off, follow some instructions, and cook some meals, you could like get halfway through a recipe and not even realize you're missing an ingredient. Happened to me. Either way, like I said, I've always been able to work around it and work through it, and that's happened to maybe like 2 or 3 boxes, again out of the 75 or so that I've ordered, which is a very low percentage. So just keep that in mind, that might happen. So a pro to go along with that is sometimes you might be missing ingredients, but sometimes they might send you a little treat in your box. So there was one time that I got a free like little cheesecake, that came in my box, which was actually really good. A couple other times I got little mini Bueno candy bars just out of the blue as a surprise. Didn't know they were coming. It doesn't come in every box, like I didn't get anything this week, but occasionally they will send you little extra treats, and that's always fun. So another small con is if you're like me, you really like garlic. Like, I love garlic. I could eat garlic with almost every meal, and I pretty much do. Amount of garlic that HelloFresh sends you per recipe is just abysmal. Sometimes I get a recipe and they just have one single little garlic clove in there, and for 2 meals, and I'm going, what? Who even tastes that? So I always have to supplement with an extra, probably like 2 or 3 garlic cloves of my own that I put in there. But that's just a personal taste. I just find it funny when I open a box and they tell me to mince up a single garlic clove and and put it in the recipe, and it's like this small. It's so tiny. So always have extra garlic on hand if you're gonna do a HelloFresh and you like garlic, because they will not give you enough. A pro is that there are several different types of recipes on the website that you can pick from, and they'll tell you things like what equipment you need, how long it's going to take, the prep work, and you can look all that stuff up beforehand. And I find it so nice that you can pick things that are like make in under 30 minutes, or you can pick vegetarian meals if you're vegetarian, or they'll tell you if it's like low calorie or low carb. So whatever your diet is, it'll conform to you. Or there are some weeks where I just feel like eating more vegetarian, try to cut back on meat a little bit. I'm not vegetarian, but I try to limit the amount of meat that I consume. So I like to pick a vegetarian meal, at least one in every box. And HelloFresh makes it really easy to do so. I find the website extremely user-friendly, and they have an app, so I can just do it on my phone. And that's so nice, and you can track all your packages. It'll tell you when they've arrived. So another con, I guess, if you consider this a con, is so they don't provide necessarily every single ingredient, but you will need to have things like salt, pepper. You'll need to have your own olive oil. You'll need to have your own sugar. You'll need to have your own butter and pepper, but really like basic cooking ingredients, which is something that I didn't know before signing up, and I kind of wish that they did, just so that's another thing that I don't have to worry about, because sometimes I run out of butter and all of a sudden the recipe that I pull out calls for 3 tablespoons of butter that I don't have, because now I don't really think about grocery shopping that much. But again, those are things that are easy to work around. Just something to keep in mind, something to think about. There are some ingredients that they don't provide. The last thing that I want to talk about is the meal sizing. So this kind of falls into both a pro or con. Maybe it's neutral. So every recipe is supposed to be 2 meals, right? For me, for a single person, it's supposed to be 2 meals. And I find that it varies recipe to recipe. For instance, like the taco meals that I pick comes with 6 tacos, and that's for sure 2 different meals for me. Like, I can't eat 6 tacos on my own. But on the other hand, some meals come that are more like 1 meal, 1 big meal, or 1.5 meals that are not quite a full 2 meals. So overall, would I recommend this service? My answer is, for the most part, yes, but it really does depend upon your circumstance. Like, if you're looking for this to save you money, no. It's like, this isn't going to save you money. But are you looking to try out new recipes? Are you looking to simplify your meal prep, grocery shopping routine? Then yes, this is 100% going to do that. It is so convenient, frees up a lot more of my time, and reduces a lot of my stress. It's really easy to eat healthy. All the meals are good. There hasn't been a single meal that I've gotten that I didn't like. There have obviously been some meals that I've liked more than others, but there's nothing that was inedible. They all have been good. Yeah, it gets you to try more variety of recipes that you may not have tried before. It'll reduce the number of trips you have to make to the grocery store. So I personally recommend it to people who are looking for those things and are in a similar situation as me. And overall, I think it's a great service. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna stick with it. Oh, I was also gonna mention, when you sign up, you get a friend referral link. Everyone gets one, and if you send it to someone and they use it to start their account and their plan, they'll get $120 off, and then you'll get $10 off. I have mine in my description below if you want to check it out, but if you're interested in signing up and you want to use it to get $120 off, I'll just get a $10 credit, but other than that, I am not being paid to review this service. It'd be really funny if anyone thought that I was. Yeah, HelloFresh saw my 4 subscribers and were like, that girl's audience is who we want to target. No, nobody's paying me to say that. I wish people would pay me to say this, but nobody's paying me to say this. I just want to talk about it because it has made a huge impact on my life and it's made things better for me, and I wanted to just share the love. So there you go. Anyways, that's all I had for this week. If you made it this far, maybe think about liking the video, subscribing, leaving a comment. If not, no worries, no pressure. Thanks for being here. I will see you next week. Bye.